Pathways to Employment, Supporting People with Criminal Records and Developmental Disabilities. All resources and web links from this training are available on the DoDD My Learning course page in the Resources section. Click Start when you are ready. Section 1. Introduction. Finding employment can be challenging for people with criminal records and developmental disabilities. These challenges often overlap, creating significant barriers to jobs, housing, and community resources. Without support, these barriers can lead to cycles of disfranchisement and even recidivism, returning to the criminal justice system. This course is here to help you develop the knowledge and tools to guide people through these challenges as employment services professionals. Together, we can empower them to overcome barriers, navigate their criminal histories, explore legal options, and connect with employers. With your support, people affected by these challenges can find employment that brings fulfillment, hope, and stability. Why is this topic important? People with developmental disabilities are more likely to be involved in the criminal justice system than the general adult population. This happens for many reasons, including a lack of access to the right education, support services, and resources. Sometimes, disabilities are misunderstood or communication barriers lead to situations that result in arrests or legal trouble. Being part of the criminal justice system, whether through arrests, court cases, or time in jail, can be an overwhelming and damaging experience. It can make people feel hopeless, lower their self-esteem, and take away their confidence. On top of that, it creates real barriers to basic needs like finding a job, securing housing, or accessing community resources. Without these, it can feel nearly impossible to move forward and create a better life. One of the biggest challenges is unemployment. When people with criminal records and disabilities can't find steady work, it creates more problems. Without a job, the chance of returning to the criminal justice system, also called recidivism, goes up. Work is important because it provides stability, a sense of purpose, and a way to be part of the community. It also improves health and well-being, helping people feel more secure and hopeful. This topic matters because by understanding these challenges, we can offer better support. Helping people with developmental disabilities and criminal records find work breaks harmful cycles and opens doors to better lives. Employment isn't just about earning money. It's about having dignity, stability, and a chance to be included in the community. Everyone deserves that opportunity. Understanding the criminal record and possible legal remedies. How to get a criminal history record. Criminal history records are sometimes called rap sheets or background checks. It's important to get this record directly from a government source, not a commercial background check company. Government records are more reliable and accurate. In Ohio, there are a few ways to get a criminal history record, depending on where the legal activity happened. If the person only had legal activity in one county, you can request the record from the sheriff's office in that county. Many sheriff's offices have information online, or you can call them directly to ask about the process. If the person had legal activity in multiple counties in Ohio, you can request a statewide record from the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, or BCI. To do this, the person will need to be fingerprinted and pay a fee. As of 2024, there are many places offering a service called WebCheck, where fingerprints can be taken. You can find WebCheck locations and details here. Ohio Attorney General WebCheck, ohioattorneygeneral.gov/business/services-for-business/WebCheck. If the person had legal activity in other states, you will need to request a background check from the FBI. They call this an identity history summary. You can do this in Ohio at a WebCheck location, online, or by mail. It requires fingerprints and a fee. If the person is currently on probation or parole, sometimes you can get a copy of their criminal history record by asking their probation or parole officer. Exercise. Make a list of the county sheriff's offices and web check locations most relevant for your job seekers. Save the list somewhere you can easily find it later, like in your web browser bookmarks or a folder on your computer. Understanding the criminal history record. A criminal history record can be confusing because it often includes a lot of legal terms and jargon. In some cases, a record may show many arrests or charges, but very few actual convictions. It's important to carefully review the record to fully understand what it contains. For example, some people may have experienced long-term homelessness, leading to multiple arrests over time, even though their rap sheet might look lengthy, sometimes dozens of pages. It may only include a small number of minor convictions, like misdemeanors. The record can look much worse than it really is because of the sheer number of arrests that did not lead to convictions. This highlights why it's critical to review the details closely, rather than making assumptions based on the record's length. Exploring legal options like expungement or sealing. In Ohio, some people may be able to improve their opportunities by expunging or sealing parts of their criminal record. This can help make it easier to find jobs, housing, and other resources. Here's what these terms mean. Expungement means the record is completely deleted, as if it never existed. Sealing means the record is hidden from most people, but some employers, like healthcare or law enforcement, and licensing boards can still see it. The rules for expunging or sealing a record are complicated. To qualify, someone must meet specific criteria for the offenses, finish a waiting period, have no pending charges, submit an application to the court. If you think someone might qualify for record sealing or expungement, here's what to do. 1. Get legal help. There are free resources available. Opportunity Port is a program that connects people to free legal help for sealing or expunging records. You can request help on their website, opportunityport.org. 2. Apply through the court. The application needs to be filed in the court where the offense happened. Each court has its own forms and process, so contact the county's clerk of courts to find out exactly what you need to do. Understanding job restrictions and licensing challenges. Some jobs might not be open to people with certain convictions, especially when the offense relates to the type of work involved. For instance, federal and state rules often guide hiring practices in fields like transportation, healthcare, childcare, elder care, financial services, and security. It's crucial to do your homework and help others navigate these potential obstacles. A lot of jobs require state licensing, which can be tricky to get if someone has a criminal record. If possible, encourage them to apply for waivers from state licensing boards to improve their chances. When it comes to hiring, employers are required by law to look at criminal records individually. Thanks to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, companies can't just have blanket policies that automatically reject anyone with a criminal history. Instead, they're expected to weigh several factors. Nature of the offense. How does the conviction relate to the job? For example, theft might be a bigger issue for a role involving cash handling than for a completely unrelated position. Time passed. How long ago did the offense happen? Older convictions, especially if the person has shown they've turned their life around, may matter less. Context and circumstances. What were the circumstances around the offense? Knowing the bigger picture can help give a fairer perspective. Rehabilitation efforts. Employers can also look at signs of improvement, like completing treatment programs, maintaining stable jobs, or contributing to the community. In short, understanding the laws and preparing for these challenges can go a long way in helping people with records find meaningful opportunities. The following questions are for your review. They will not be graded. Practical vocation supports for people with developmental disabilities and criminal records. Engagement is key. Finding a job can feel overwhelming for people with criminal records, and many may feel discouraged about their chances. This can make it harder for them to stay motivated or connected to vocational services. As a vocational specialist, your flexibility, optimism, and creativity can go a long way in building trust and helping people achieve their goals. If someone misses an appointment, don't give up. Reach out again. Offer to meet at a time and place that works better for them. Avoid jumping to conclusions about their motivation. If substance use is a concern, collaborate with their treatment team while continuing to assist with job searches or school enrollment. Don't put off tasks you can handle today, like starting their job search, just because there's another appointment coming up. Keep them hopeful by sharing stories of others who've successfully navigated similar challenges. And most importantly, always follow through on your promises. This builds trust and momentum. Preparing to discuss a criminal record. Talking about a criminal history with potential employers can be intimidating. Many people feel ashamed or might have a history of lying about their record to survive. Helping people develop a clear, honest, and positive way to talk about their past is essential. Here's a simple approach they can use. 1. State the convictions. Be honest and direct about what happened. 2. Express regret. Acknowledge mistakes and take responsibility. 3. Highlight growth. Share how they changed or learned from their experiences. 4. Show value. Explain why they'd be a great fit for the job. Encourage people to write or practice these statements in their own words. Practicing is important because discussing their record can be emotionally tough and at times embarrassing. It's common for people to overshare or include unnecessary details that could hurt their chances. Keep working with them until they're confident and clear in their delivery. These statements can be adapted for job applications, interviews, or any situation where their record needs to be addressed. The length and detail can be adjusted depending on the context. It's also important to focus on exactly what the job application asks. Some applications only inquire about felony convictions within the past 7 years, while others might include misdemeanors. Help people provide accurate answers without offering unnecessary information. Connecting with employers. Building strong relationships. When it comes to supporting people with significant legal histories, developing good relationships with employers is key. Establishing strong connections often requires face-to-face interactions. While many employers might initially claim they don't hire people with criminal records due to company policies, the reality is often different. Research shows that written policies about criminal history don't always match actual hiring practices. Employers have successfully hired people with criminal backgrounds when those people showcased their skills and were upfront about their history. Additionally, having a vocational specialist advocate for the person can significantly improve their chances of being hired. Building trust takes time. It's important to connect with hiring managers multiple times to understand their business and hiring process better. Vocational specialists play a crucial role by being honest and highlighting the job seeker's strengths. Face-to-face meetings allow employers to see the person as more than just their legal history, helping lay the groundwork for ongoing advocacy. Keep an open mind. Employers can be surprisingly flexible when it comes to hiring people with criminal justice involvement. Staying connected after the job begins. Once the person starts their job, maintaining frequent contact with both them and the employer is crucial. They might need job coaching or support with managing their paycheck. Adjusting healthcare appointments or other commitments to fit their new work schedule could also be a challenge. For people in recovery from substance use, finding recovery groups that align with their work schedule may be necessary. Providing this ongoing support helps ensure a smoother transition into their new role. Helping people with criminal records and disabilities get meaningful jobs takes a mix of knowledge, support, and ongoing help. By giving vocational specialists the tools and strategies they need, we can remove the barriers these people face and create more opportunities. Building strong relationships between job seekers and employers improves lives and makes the workforce fairer and more inclusive. By working together and staying committed, we can create clear paths to success that recognize the strengths and potential of every person. Final test instructions. You will need to complete this final test with a grade of 80% or better.